what are my like wants for 25? Is that how you do the year? DBD, right? What am I looking for this year from DBD? Now we know probably what they're gonna have for licensed deals and DLCs. We're probably gonna get like a Jurassic Park DLC, maybe an anime Kaneki, Tokyo Ghoul collab where Kaneki is gonna be the killer, and we're gonna get like Five Nights at Freddy's is 100% confirmed. So, with that taken into consideration, like presumably that's a lot of like high-end collaborations. In addition to that, what do we want? What have we been wanting for like years? The first thing, you could since somebody in chat said Project Health, you could probably say better servers. I think they need to work more on their servers. The fact that like all their events tend to be on like some form of backup server that are just really laggy overall and have really bad desync. I know some people say like desync doesn't really exist in DBD anymore, which I disagree with. Specifically like for survivors and getting hit through window vaults and stuff, I think like their inconsistency of their servers and high ping and desync. I hope we see a lot of effort put towards that. That's to me is the one most important thing, because obviously with all these huge DLCs coming into play, I don't know if it'd be like AAA collaborations, but I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's, possibly a very large anime, Jurassic Park, like, I don't think the game can really afford to run on their current servers or current coding for too much longer. So for me, and I think for a lot of people, this is something I think that they need to work on. But in terms of like maybe quality of life stuff, which I think is a large part of their roadmap. There are some things I think they can do like right now that would be really nice. I know that there are, and people have been wanting this for a while. They've wanted some form of better BP spending. There's two things that come to mind. An all spender, right? So a way to spend like all your 2 million as opposed to just going through and spending it, or they want it to be faster, right? And another part of this is like maybe a priority with this. So like you can choose which items maybe the all spender picks up. Also some form of like blender system where you could take, your hundreds of items, for instance, like on Fang, and just say I'm never going to go to Haddonfield 500 times because the map sucks. I just want to get rid of these and get some form of blood points back, right? So for instance, if like a map costs you 3250 right now, maybe you'd only get like 500 back, but you could get rid of all of them. I think a blender system would be kind of nice. I don't think we're gonna probably see this. I feel like this is something we'll probably never. This is more likely something that spends all your blood points. You just spend all. It goes through it pretty quick, faster than like currently spending them like this. And maybe you can stop it at any point you want. Servers weren't mentioned. Yeah, I didn't think they were. Rework keys and maps. Maybe it won't be useless. Maybe. So that's a quality of life thing that I want to see, and I think this is in the roadmap. I was trying to think of what else. Oh, I guess this could go under quality. It's not really a quality of life. It's more of like a gameplay. Slugging. We need to fix the slugging. Slugging, please. And I know they're doing this, but for whatever reason, gameplay, personality shift, killer being stronger, people have just been slugging to bleed people out for like no purpose. I always said that the solution should just be a give up option. If you've been on the floor, or I guess it's kind of relevant, or like a go next option. If you've been on the floor until you're fully recovered, maybe you can just like bleed out and die. Like instead of recovering with Unbreakable, you would get a similar option, maybe a different button, especially if you have Unbreakable, where you can just bleed out and die. That's really stupid. I don't know why we haven't had this already. I guess people could say like this is also something they've wanted, is they want something to stop people from going next. I don't know how you do this though. I know it's on the roadmap. I just don't know how you do this. Like in my opinion, like these are some of the biggest things. I want a better way to spend BP. I want the game servers and health like of the servers in desync to be much better. For a game that's been out for like almost 9 years, this needs to happen. I think it's gonna be 9 years this year. And then I feel like they need to do something with this. You could also maybe throw in here like a perk or a meta shakeup. They haven't done anything really since. Every now and then they'll touch a couple perks and that's really it. I guess to me, one of the things that would be tied to this meta shakeup is some sort of like not really a perk limiter, but a perk modifier, where if your build includes 3 slowdown, every slowdown, you lose like say 10% effectiveness, right? I think that'd be kind of cool. And I think that only really would probably need to happen to slowdown and maybe like generator progression. So if you want to run 4 slowdown perks, every perk is only like 60% as effective. Because then that might entice people not to run a build just based on one thing. You could do like healing for survivor, you could do like generator slowdown, you could do generator speed up. But then the problem with this is like you have to start categorizing perks internally. So I don't know. To me, these are like some of the biggest things. This is the only stuff that I can off the top of my head really care about, or really like currently care about. So phase 1, which is April through June, they're going to work on an anti-slugging and or like surrender option. I mean, yeah, it's about time. They should have had this a long time ago. You know what's so funny? I think back to their statement that they came out with that where they said slugging doesn't happen that often. I don't know what this is going to look. I think they did make a comment, I think, on what this is going to look like though, no? Where if like every survivor's on the ground, you can basically vote as a team to go next or something. A gamma setting is much appreciated. I don't even think people would need NVIDIA. The fact that they're bringing a brightness setting is great. Go next prevention, I have no idea how they're going to do that. No idea. I love the hiding and body blocking prevention, because I did just see a popular TikTok of this woman, content creator, getting slugged out, picked up, put in a corner for 30 minutes. And I think from what I saw for this one, what they're going to do is simply just add the ability where if you get 3 crows, you can like run through the killer, which is great. Spawn rules and map offering balancing. Okay, I mean, that might be okay. It just depends what it looks like. And I'm all for making bots better. Bulk blood point spending, which is great. So maybe they will have like a priority system. Quest system, sure. More in-game rewards, whatever. More perk presets is great. Previewing your perks in lobby is good. Hopefully, assuming your teammates can see them. Depending on what that looks like. I don't know. I mean, those are all great things that people have been wanting for a long time. Server should be a priority, but I don't think it'll ever be a focus. No, probably not. Which is the sad part, because I think they need to focus on their servers and game health in terms of like their bugs, considering what's to come for the game in the next year. Let's see. To accommodate the scope of initiative, we decided to delay several upcoming releases. Really? Including chapters, rifts, event modifiers, and collections. This means that there will not be a PTV tomorrow, but rest assured that we did not make that decision lightly. We feel confident that delaying our upcoming releases to I mean, this is literally what people have been telling them to do for years. Stop giving us 4 chapters a year, or 5, or whatever it is, and take a chapter, a quarter of the year, 3 months of the year, to focus on game health. Meta, playstyle, perks, maps, physical bugs. So that's great, actually. If, you know, they do what they're supposed to. No, yeah, that's like, they needed to do this so long. They needed to do this like 3 or 4 years ago before they started, in my opinion, like hemorrhaging long-time players. So for the surrender state, the team has been working on a surrender feature which should limit players' frustration on both sides. To get it right, we need to first identify the situations where it must be appropriate. All remaining survivors have been slugged. And all remaining survivors are bots. Killer. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So, like, if everyone has left the game or, like, gone next, then okay. Once these instances occur, players will be able to use the surrender option, ending the trial with retaining the blood points if everyone escaping the disconnect penalty. Well, I mean, yeah. I think if everyone on the ground is slugged, they should be able to, if all 4 players vote, go next. I think that's perfectly fine. Gamma adjustments can be a little bit too dark. No shit. That's why everyone uses something if able. Adjust gamma settings on all platforms. Okay. I don't know what they're going to do for the go next prevention. I'm curious to read that, because that one's going to be weird. How are they going to handle go next prevention? For first instances where survivor delivery does everything in their power to quickly go to the next game, including walking up to the killer, standing still, running to a hook, repeating pointing at it. To disincentivize and properly penalize this behavior, we'll be implementing measures that will help us identify. Once identified, they'll receive a disconnect point, penalty point, and lose an entire grade. We'll be keeping a close eye on the system to ensure its accuracy, but we'll be confident. I like to reward players to stick it out, even when things take a dire turn. We'll be moving forward with a new emblem-based multiplier that grants additional blood points during your following match. So the more consecutive games you like play out and don't go next in, you'll get like more BP. See, this I don't know if they're going to be able to do well. Like, I want to know how the hell they're going to identify people that are going next. I mean, obviously, if you do 3 Kobe's as soon as you're hooked 1 minute into the game and let go, duh. I don't know. Also, like, real life stuff happens, though, too, right? Like, maybe you have an emergency, or maybe you can't play against Doctor or Clown or Plague because they make you sick. See, this is the one area where I think Jay's kind of right. I don't know if I trust behavior to implement a system that like this that works perfectly and doesn't like punish people that shouldn't be. I don't know. Extreme hiding and this is easy. I saw this. To combat this, we're changing the way FK crows operate so they can more accurately identify when a player is able to avoid engagement with the gameplay objective. Once a player receives crows, their location will be immediately revealed. Also being incorporated feature allows players to lose collision. Yeah, this is smart. They needed to do this a while ago, so you can't just get like locked in a corner. Map offerings. Wait, we're still in this first one? Yeah, I think. Recognize that map offerings are a bit divisive. Some players enjoy them, others feel they grant an unfair advantage. The fact that they automatically bypass both map and realm repetition. Map offerings will no longer guarantee. Oh, that's cool. So they'll no longer guarantee. They'll just increase the chances by 20%, and they do not stack. Ooh, it'll be a secret. Interesting. So then that way, I mean, whatever. I guess I'll say so that way people won't task manager. But I don't think that's really going to happen anyway. Because 20% of being sent to a certain realm isn't that bad. Spawn rules. Is this still all the first one? It is. Spawn rules. Survivor spawn placements can be significant impact. Yeah. It's become clear that survivors spawning separately and thereby cover more ground. We're changing the default survivor spawn rules to ensure that each survivor spawns within 12 meters. Oh, whatever. Small killer buff. Then the shroud actually does something. Players that use AFK bots. Oh, I see. To speed up general blood web activity, we're adding a button that will spend all the blood points in bulk. Okay. Quest system previously announced last year, part of a larger update to the rifts and archives, so expect more information. For now, we'll be reworking the challenge system as well as daily rituals to reduce the grind. Okay, I mean, good if it actually does what it's supposed to do. A successful round of A/B testing will be allowing players to see their own perk loadouts while in lobby as well as additional perk loadout slots. So still not your teammates' perks though? So it's just, I mean, it's just a visual thing. And the perk loadouts is cool. I mean, that's quality of life. But seeing your own perks in a lobby, unless you can see your teammates, I don't see that being that. So they've only talked about April through June then, right? I don't know how to feel about that. I wish they added more info to their bulk blood point spending thing. I don't see like a priority system where you can go and select certain items that you want the blood web to get all the time. Like, let's say you wanted to get bloody party streamers on top, then flashlights, then like cakes, then maybe white wards. I think we need a priority system for that. I mean, I knew we weren't going to get a blender system. All right, so that's pretty much the roadmap, yeah. Am I happy? Am I think that's a little... So July through December, anti-slugging and continued improvements, anti-tunneling, anti-camping, MMR, okay. Anti-tunneling and anti-camping, I'm curious what they'll do for this. Update to MMR, probably also a good thing. Map and key balancing, I think that's good. Keyboard and mouse for console, good. Custom game improvements, sure. Accessibility improvements. Hopefully this is something that'll make it so that people don't have to go next against Clown, Plague, Doctor, etc. Prestige rewards I like. I think we've needed prestige rewards for a long time. And reduce login steps, I mean, whatever. Okay, some of this stuff seems cool. I mean, this will be like major gameplay impacting if they do it correctly, because their anti-camping feature is dog shit. I hope they don't go too hard on the anti-tunneling thing, because I don't want pure protection for somebody who just got hooked. I mean, so far for what they gave us like insight on for phase 1, I think that's kind of cool. We don't have any insight on like server and game health. I mean, we do have a all blood point spender. Is it faster? Who knows? But presumably we also don't have a priority or the blender system. This seems fine. Although you have to presumably wait for like every survivor that's active to be slugged. I wonder if everyone could just run no mither and plot twist and then give up and go next. Like, can this be exploitable? Perk and meta shakeup, probably not anything crazy. Go next. This is a big question. Yeah, honestly, like right now, a lot of it is just question marks. Is this going to be faster? Are you ever going to work on this? Can you exploit this? How the hell are you going to make a system to detect people that are going next? I don't know. I feel like on the surface, a lot of this stuff is cool and good. There's a couple things like gamma and being able to not being able to be body blocked the entire game that are cool. Map offerings only being like 20%, like that's cool. But so far, phase 1 seems very lackluster. I will be honest. It's very lackluster. It seems very lackluster. I was kind of expecting a little bit more info, but maybe like as time goes on, they'll release more info and it'll be better. Hulk teaser? Gamma radiation? Pog?